chocolate cake. We sure do in my house. And this one you really can't beat because it is steam baked and it's so moist and tender, airy and light, and that is exactly what we want from a delicious cake. Now, I'm not going to leave it just there. We are going to make the most indulgent chocolate ganache to go in the middle. So we're going to layer this. It's going to be a fairly hefty cake, and we're going to then top it as well. It's going to be so delicious. We're making it in the Ninja Foodi, of course. This is an amazing multi-cooker. I really hope you like this recipe, so remember to give me a like if you do, and a warm welcome to Susannah's Kitchen if you are new here. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's go and make this absolutely beautiful chocolate cake. To make my chocolate cake, I'm going to weigh out my dry ingredients here and my wet in here, and then just purely mix them together. It's really going to be that simple. So we start off with plain flour. We want 225 grams. Then we need some cocoa powder. I like using this one, which is a dark cocoa. We want 85 grams. Going to be using bicarbonate of soda, and we want 1.5 teaspoons. So that's 1, and then let's measure out our half. Great. And then I want the same again of baking powder, 1/2 and a whole teaspoon. And I want 350 grams of just regular caster sugar. Now in my little jug here, I'm just going to put in the wet ingredients. So I want 250 milliliters of milk. And then I'm going to add 125 milliliters of vegetable oil. And to that, I'm going to add 2 eggs. And the second one just about fits in there. And lastly, we want 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. This one is a good one that you can buy from the supermarkets. Now, I haven't got much room in here, unfortunately, but just give it a little whisk up if you can, just to combine those. Just really get those eggs beaten up inside of that. Now, you can most definitely do this by hand. You don't need to have a mixer like I've got here. All I'm going to do is just start mixing that slowly and then add in my wet ingredients. Just a little bit at a time. Give it a chance just to be able to combine it all together nicely. It smells so chocolatey. I just get a spatula and just scrape the edges and the bottom here, because often that doesn't really get combined very well in the mixer, just to make sure that we've got a nice even batter. And all I've got here is a cake tin that fits really nicely into the Ninja on the rack. And we're going to put this on to steam bake. And I want to line it just so that it's really super easy to get out of the tin. It is a spring form one, so again, that does help. Now, I like to cook this in 2 batches, which does mean that you're putting the Ninja on twice, but I find that it makes a beautifully moist chocolate cake, and I want to be able to layer this up because I want a nice fudgy icing in the middle of this. So I'm only going to just do this roughly by eye. I'm just going to throw in around half the mixture. You could weigh this out and be more accurate if you want to be. So let's go and get this into the Ninja. I add 700 milliliters of water straight into the bottom of the Ninja pot. So I'm going to steam bake this on 160. So my cake has had 25 minutes, and I'm just using a skewer here to check it. I pretty much think this is cooked in 25 minutes, which is not bad at all. Yeah, look at that, absolutely clean. So 25 minutes on 160 has cooked this. It smells incredible and it looks really bouncy and lovely. And of course, we've got the next one to cook. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cool this in the tin for a little bit, And then once that's cooled, I'll remove it and then we'll start cooking the second one. So I haven't tried this, but I'm just letting this cool on the side. Can you see all those little air bubbles that are on the top there? And it is seriously so light. It just smells and looks absolutely delicious. So I'm looking forward to the second one baking so we can then assemble the cake. We have got a bit of a cracked texture on the top. I don't know if that's from using vegetable oil and no butter, or whether that's to do with the steam baking. If anybody knows, then leave me a comment. I'm sure somebody is probably more of a baker than I am. But I don't care about the crack because it smells and looks delicious. And we will be giving this a taste this evening, so I'll let you know what it's like. Sorry about the noise of the air fryer in the background here, but I just wanted to show you I'm making the chocolate ganache, like the chocolate fudgy icing. And in my saucepan here, I'm just melting the double cream, which is 300 ml, 2 tablespoons of golden caster sugar. And once that's melted, I can add in my chopped dark chocolate. I've chopped up my dark chocolate. Look, so much of it. Look at all of that. It's delicious. That is 200 grams and that is plain dark chocolate. And that is going to go into the cream. Once that comes to a boiling point, it's nice and warm. This is going to melt into it and make our ganache. So all I did was pour in the chopped up chocolate and that has melted into that cream perfectly. Look how glossy and gorgeous this is. Oh, yum. So I'm just waiting for this to cool slightly because it will firm and thicken as it cools down. And then we can put some in the middle of our cake and then we can top our cake. So who wants a slice of this? Look at that. Oh, delicious. And this is as light as a feather. And it's created 2 decently thick sponges. Now that is a good chocolate cake, even if I say so myself. I'm just going to let the ganache set a little bit further and then we'll cut a couple of slices and I'll show you inside.